All right, welcome to Goats Gardens and Healthy Tips. These are our chickies, and today we are going to show our chicken coop. In case you are interested in building a chicken coop, I'm going to share what we did, and you may be able to use some of the ideas that we used. Here is our chicken coop, and our chicken coop is attached to our goat barn. The reason we had to do that, once again, I talked about that when we were talking about our goat barn because with our city ordinance, we're only allowed 3 exterior buildings, 2 others besides our house on our property. We have a 5-acre lot. And we have, besides our house, we have an exterior garage, and then we have the goat barn. So we weren't allowed to put even just a chicken coop standing up. And so we had to connect it to the goat barn, but it has worked out really good, and I'm actually really glad we did this. So I wanted something that was off the ground, just like with the rabbit hutch, so that they had a place to go underneath for shade, and easy for me to access again to do cleaning and whatever else I'm going to do in there. And then I've looked at a lot of chicken coops, online plans and YouTube channels, that you all provide. I really like Oak Abode, and she does such a great job with chickens. I'm just starting with chickens, so I don't know everything about chickens, but I've learned a lot from her channel. And I liked the chicken coop that they had built, so I did download, purchase those plans, and then we kind of based on some of that, and then we modified things to make it work out for what we needed. But it was really good. Basic plans, if you all are looking for some plans, those were really good basic plans. So how big is our chicken coop, Bob?
It's 8 by 5+ feet,
Okay.
5.5 feet.
So I just wanted to, I didn't know
On
how
the
many
inside.
chickens we were going to have. We have 10, and we figured maybe a dozen chickens or something. And so I wanted it big enough that they weren't going to be crowded.
So roughly 40 square feet inside is they consider enough for 10 chickens or a dozen chickens.
Okay. So Bob had looked into that, and he got that all figured out. And then, so once again, we were trying to decide, do we insulate or not insulate? Most people don't insulate and think it's not necessary for chickens, but it gets really cold here in the winter. Not always, but it can be 20 below, and sometimes for a week. And so we just thought we were going to just insulate it and just make it so that we felt better about it. So that's what we did. I don't really want to put a heat lamp in here. This is out in the back. I can't see it from our house, and it's also connected to the goat barn. I don't want to take a chance of a fire with that. I did buy a heat plate, like a brooder heater plate, that we can mount by the wall in here that is supposed to be much safer and not be a fire hazard. So if need be this winter, we can do that because Bob did put electric hookup in here. So we'll just kind of show you what we did, and I guess we can start. Let's just start with the roof, because otherwise I'm going to forget about that. So what did you put on the roof, Bob?
So we just got that corrugated metal 8-foot sheets. So or 10-foot sheets. I cut them to the right length here.
Okay.
So we've got some overhang for drip.
And that was like lighter to work with.
And this actually went on really quick. So this is probably the fastest roof, versus shingling or something like that.
And cheaper too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really cheap. Yeah.
Okay. So that's what we did on the top for the roof there.
I want to mention the windows, and
yeah,
so we wanted more light inside.
Yeah, we just decided. Let's talk about the ventilation over here. That seems to be a really important thing with your coop, is the ventilation. And so we cut these ventilations in the back here on each side, but I don't know, we were just going to start the doors. It was kind of a last minute thing, and we decided maybe we should put some windows in the front here. And we found these at our Menards, which is our local building supply store. This has worked out so good.
Really inexpensive windows.
Yeah.
Open up for ventilation.
Looks like they need some cleaning right now. It's been really dry and dusty here. So I'll have to do that. But then we put the hardware cloth on the inside of them, just to, because the screen's pretty flimsy. And just in case a predator is desperately trying to get in there, there's hardware cloth securely attached on the inside. So we'll open up here and look inside. So here you can see the hardware cloth. We put it between the plywood and this other part of the structure.
The doors are insulated.
Yeah, the doors are insulated, so it's nice and secure in there. And then the windows can be open and closed from the outside. I keep them in the summer now. I mean, we just have had this summer, so we haven't gone through a winter yet, but I just keep it open. If it's gonna rain, I'll just kind of tilt it, you know. But it's really nice. I've been in here, I crawl in here because I gotta do stuff in here, and it seems really comfortable in here. And when then we insulated the inside as well, the whole thing. Like I said, I've crawled in here to get eggs and to do stuff in here when they're not laying in their nesting box. And it feels really comfortable and cool in here. We put this vinyl flooring in. I'm gonna just dig a little spot right here. And then we wrapped it up the side here. And that was like a remnant from Menards as well. And then we wrapped it up the side, and then we just put some, Bob just, what do you call it, stripped?
Strip of plywood just to seal the top edge so they're not picking at it.
Yeah, so they don't pick at it. So that worked out really good. A lot of the supplies we used in here were scraps from our goat barn build. Bob, you want to talk about your purchase you made?
So there's two different perches there. What do we, like 10 inches off the ground or off the surface of this stuff for the bottom one. And it's about 6 feet long. And then there's another one above it. They spend most of them pile up on the top.
Yeah, they've been using them. It took them quite a while at first when we put them in here. They just laid in the bedding, but now they go in at night and they do all perch at night. So I think that's just a part of their growing up thing too, you know. As you can see on the back, it's just attached to the goat barn. So that's the red wall of the goat barn back there. I didn't paint anything else inside here. There again, I don't want them picking on paint. But we just left that because that's a part of the goat barn. And, you know, for some reason we'd ever take this off, that would remain there, you know. So Bob put these hooks up here to hang the feed and the water from. I wanted to get them off the ground because chickies like to scratch, you know, and so everything gets messy. And so this works out really good. And we had them down lower when the chicks were younger, but now they're up more because they're, you know, they're bigger. And it stays very clean. Haven't had no problem with that. The water, same situation. We've raised that up higher now, and this is their indoor water. And what I'll do in the morning too is I'll just disconnect this. And here, I'll just show you how I do this. Then I can keep the same water for, now see, it looks pretty clean. This was new water this morning, but sometimes they'll kick up some stuff in it. So I just do like this in the morning and empty out what's in the trough there. And then we're good to go then I can keep it for 2 to 3 days without changing that out, as long as it's not like an oven outside. If it's an oven outside, then I'll change it every day because I just feel like it gets hot. So that's that. I used a little chick feeder in the corner here just to put some grit in. And I also put one down there to put some grit in outside. And I got another one today that I'm going to put over here, and I'm going to put some oyster shells in that one over here. So just for helping them have some good strong eggs. And then you can see, we'll show you the nesting box from the outside, but you can see on the inside here, and we put 4 nesting boxes in, and we had them covered until just this last week when we started seeing some eggs. Back in the corner, one of the chickens decided to make her nest back there, and she's been laying an egg there every day. This has been a whole thing because we weren't, I always thought it was April laying in there, and so I thought April was always laying the egg there. But then this morning I caught April in the nesting box on the end, and she laid an egg, so someone else was laying in that corner because it was a different egg. So we're trying to figure out who's laying what eggs right now. It's been kind of fun. The bedding I used, once again, we have that vinyl flooring. I put down, this is a aspen wood pellet. It's It's really nice. I use this in the rabbit thing too. It's just pressed into pellets. It's like aspen wood. So I think I put 5 bags of that in here to start. We're doing the deep litter method, which has been really good. So when it gets, I don't know, every few days, I just take my garden hoe and I hoe everything in, and I throw down some, I get this first Saturday lime, which I really love, and then I'll throw a little bit of that over it and a zeolite powder, a zeolite sprinkle, and it doesn't smell in here at all. So anyways, that's worked out super good. I wasn't sure how that was going to work, but that's worked out really good. So I've only added, now how long have they been in here, Bob? 2 months?
Probably 2 months.
2 months
right?
they've been in here because they had little chickies, and so I had them in the house, and then I had them in the
We
goat
were
barn.
building this after you had bought the
Yeah.
chickens. We built the.
Okay, good advice. Get your coop done before you get your chickens, or at least when they're really little, because ours, we thought it was going to get done before it got done. The weather was not participating with us at all. And so the chickens were getting too big to have in the house, and it was getting really hot out. And I ended up putting them in a puppy playpen, 5-foot octagon puppy playpen in the goat barn, in the back storage part of the goat barn. And it worked out really good. I had a fan in there because we had some days that were like 90 degrees. It was just hot. But anyways, it would be wise to have this all set up before your chickens are big enough that they need to come in here. But it all worked out.
Oh, barn, so.
One more thing on the inside that you probably want to share about your light bulb situation and camera up here.
We've got the Wise products for security cameras and whatnot, so they've got a lot of variety of different product. So we've got the smart light here. So we've got that light coming on about an hour before sunset, and then stays on an hour after sunset, so that
Want me to hold this while you're showing?
they start to come in.
So here's Bob the builder. He's going to show you his whole
So
thing
smart
here.
light, and then up above it we've got, we can show the camera, just the Wise cameras are really, they're inexpensive, 30 some bucks, and so we're able to see
The chickens
what's going on, whether they all make it in at night. And we've got that in the goat barn too, so we can see them. We've got the smart door.
And the light bulb was, we saw that on another YouTube channel too, didn't we? Like to put a light in here to entice them to come in before it gets.
Once it starts getting darker. If it's light in here, then they're
And
more
that did
drawn to come
help
in.
because you have to train them to come in, especially if you're going to put in an automatic door thing like we did. Okay.
Yep. So chicken guard. As we built this, I was targeting their dimensions for the door. So I'll include that as we cover the build for this. So what that ended up being, but this door lifts up and down real easy with the controller at the top here, and the controller set to. It's all using just the lux, the light sensor, so it opens at 200 lux. So as soon as the sun starts to come up, it opens up and lets them out. And then we've got it set right now for, I just changed it to 9 p.m. because it's currently sunset at 8, but 9 p.m. or a lux level of, I think I'm down to 20. Whatever happens first is it'll close. And it takes about 5 to 7 seconds to close, so that if one of them's sitting up here at the top, they've got time to kind of zip in.
They're learning.
So
They're learning. At first, it seemed like there would be a couple that were stuck outside, and they would sit on the ladder here, and I would come out and I would just open the door, and then they would go in. One time, someone was up here trying to get in the air vent over there because they got stuck outside. So for a while, I was coming out and checking to make sure they all got in. Then I didn't, and this is literally like a couple of nights ago. I just had this sense. I was up late. I've been up late doing things for my garden, canning and freezing and all that. It was like 1:30 in the morning, and I just had this sense that, I should just check on the chickens before I go to bed. And I looked at the Wise camera, and there was 0 chickens in the coop. And so I'm like, oh no, I got to go out there. So I grabbed a flashlight and came out, and they were all lined up on the ladder sleeping. And I mean, really sleeping hard. And so I lifted up the thing and I had to pick up each one. They didn't just go in, they were sleeping. I had to pick up each one and put them in the coop. But I think they learned their lesson from that because they went in early last night. They were in early last night. So it's good. I just, like when it gets to be winter, I'll probably come out and check every night just to make sure they all made it in because I don't want anyone to get stuck outside. Okay, here is this one. We need to get this one adjusted a little bit. It's hard to get open right now, but here's the nesting boxes. And there's an artificial egg in each one. They're just, for...
Yeah, they look very real.
They do look really real, so I put a little magic marker on them because we have a chicken that's laying an egg that looks just like that. So, but that entices them to know that that's where they lay an egg. This one is the one that they're using right now. There's feathers in here. This is the only one they've been laying in right now. But there's only, 3 chickens that are laying right now. And then we put the vinyl strips. These were peel and stick floor tile. Put them on the bottom for protection. And I put a little straw down. I just thought maybe that would make them feel a little bit more homey.
Entice them to come lay up
yeah,
here, but yep, they'll learn.
Because this is a little bit, I don't know,
Yeah.
just doesn't feel as soft as a straw.
You've been lucky. They haven't been messing up so they're staying fairly clean. Other than
Yeah, they've been staying pretty clean for 10 chickens, I say.
Because we've had that open now for how long now? Several weeks?
No, not several weeks, only a week and a half.
Okay.
But still, I mean, they've been keeping it pretty clean.
Yep,
and then
the nesting box is all insulated also. So.
And then Bob put these chains on.
Yep, so she can easily tip it down, then
yeah, so
free-handed,
this
be
was
able to
Bob's
reach in.
idea, is to have it tipped down instead of most nesting boxes lift up. And was that because to keep the rain and stuff off?
Oh,
Bob,
just
or
I thought it'd be easier for you to.
convenience. I'm not
yeah.
very tall, so it is convenient for me. And then he put the metal on here again. It's at an angle, so the snow hopefully the snow will drain off easily. Same with the roof. He's got an angle on the roof, so that. Now we've got this up here, so that might be a little challenge with the snow. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. How we're going to clean that off, but I don't know. We'll figure something out. We can use the squeegee or something like that to clean that off. We haven't gone through the winter yet, so.
Goaties and chickens are buddies.
Yeah, they like them,
they'll,
especially Angel.
Typically the goats are right over next to the fence here, and chickens aren't afraid of them.
This kind of is a problem right now.
We have plastic and rock around the outside of the goat barn, but we'll have to get this figured out as far as they do like to dig.
I do have this little box here that's got sand in it and some class 4 in it, I think, and sand, and then some diatomaceous earth and a little bit of that Saturday lime in there. That's a little dust bath for them, and it helps when they scratch around in there and fluff in there, then it helps to get rid of any mites or bugs that they might be carrying. And I do sprinkle some in their area as well along the house to help with that too.
You want to talk about the run size?
Okay, so we built the run, and originally we were going to make it all the way down to the end of the fence post where the goats are, but we bought this roofing, and for some reason we thought that it was only 40, like we only could make it 40 feet versus the 60 feet or whatever. So we made it 40 feet. We can always add on if we need to, but this is working out good now. And then we had the extra we got to use on the bunny hutch.
Worked out good.
The bunny area. So this is 18 by 40, I think we said then.
Yep.
And what we did was we just used the goat fencing here, and then we put hardware wire. Did we go inside the goat area to do the hardware wire, or what did we do?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
2
Went
feet
inside
out.
the goat area, and then it fans out, so if anybody
Under
was
the
to dig,
ground.
they wouldn't be able to dig in. And then we extended up 3 feet up, because we put these 8-foot poles in, and so we extended up the chicken wire because there was already chicken wire in the goat area, and we just extended up 3 feet, and so it made it 6 feet tall. And same with Bob, just put these boards
I
in.
think they were 7-foot poles that we
Oh,
pounded
they were
down
7-foot poles?
Yeah.
Okay,
So, but they're 6 feet high at the top.
okay. And then you
So I'm 6
extended
feet tall. I
these.
got to bend down when I'm in here.
Yeah, I don't have to. And then you extended this up a little
Yeah,
bit.
just so, yeah, we're carrying that 6 feet all the way till it meets up with the goat barn.
Okay. And then we just added that chicken wire up there. We use staples. I'm going to come in and make this a little bit better with those, what are they called, the U-shaped
Fence post
fence
staple.
post
Yeah.
staples. I'm going to put some of those in before winter just to secure that a little bit more. But that's what we did along this side. And then the other sides are just the T-posts, and then a wooden post in the corner and around where the gates are. And then we have the hardware wire 2 feet going. We'll attach some pictures of that. 2 feet going that way.
Yeah,
and then we just put the sod back on, and that worked out really good. Even though it was a drought, it actually still
we watered
adhered.
it for a while to keep the grass alive. But
Yeah.
yeah, it actually took pretty good.
And then we used zip ties, a lot of zip ties to zip tie these to the chicken wire. We bought the tall chicken wire, the 6-foot chicken wire, and then zip ties to attach the hardware cloth to the chicken wire. So
And the door is made big enough I can get the little Kubota. I've got
we attached the chicken wire to this board and then adhered the board to the goat barn to hold it on there. So it worked out really good. Water, this is a metal, water. It has the kind of a pressure thing when you push it down and lock it so it doesn't all flow out. And this is kind of nice too, like I just do this, once or twice a day to help just clean out that trough, and then that lasts about 3 days, unless it's hot out again. Today it's only 70 degrees out, but when it's hot out, then I'll change it every day. That's worked out really good. And once again, there was really nice grass in here and it's disappearing, but I'm surprised this lasts as long as it has because we've had a drought summer and we have not had rain very much at all. So I'm really surprised it's lasted. I do like what I did with these. These buckets they're buckets that I got free from the bakery at the grocery store. And then I ordered these. I saw them at the feed store today though too. And they give you the drill bit with it. And so just drill the holes and put those in, and then you just, can put your feed in there.
fill the feed.
I don't, you know what? I only put about maybe like 10 cups at a time in there just because if it would get wet from the elements. I mean, this does keep it, from the rain going in. But you know what? Feed is expensive, and so I don't overfill it. You could fill it all the way up, but I'm out here all the time anyway, so I don't. And then I just bring them out scraps every day. As you can tell, they just finished. I brought out, I did, like I said, some canning last night with making some tomato sauces and stuff. So all my tomato stuff that I cut up and some zucchini and stuff, they ate that already. Try to bring them out something every day. Now they're used to it and they'd expect it, so. But anyway, so that's our chicken coop and our chicken run, and I'm just really pleased with how it worked out so well. But once again, I got to give credit to Oak Abode for their basic plans that we looked at and kind of got ideas from before we built our chicken coop. And she has a really great channel. I'll share with you more about my chickens, but I'm just new to chickens, so she has a really great channel where she knows a lot about chickens, and I'm just learning, but we'll share interesting things along the way with our chickens. Did you pick me? You picking at me? Oh, they like to pick on my legs. All right, thank you, and enjoy your chickens, and hopefully we have some helpful hints here as far as what's worked well for us with our coop.